A maxi Golf. Hi guys, Eric here and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be having a look at this 2016 VW Golf SV 1.2 TSI Trendline. It is really practical and it is about as exciting as watered down milk. Is there any substance to it though?
A really big thank you to the accommodating, thoughtful and helpful staff here at ASJ Motors. They have a huge selection of quality used cars located in 2 locations in the Overberg region. One is in the industrial area of Hermanus, the other is located on the main road of Verliesdorp. They are open for business, so be sure to check out their catalogue, link in the description box below.
If you live in the Western Cape and you have an original car in good condition you would like me to review, please get in touch. There's an email address in the description box below. The Golf SV, short for Sport Van, is a compact 5-seater MPV produced by German automaker VW. It is based on the same platform as the Golf 7 and Audi A3 and sits between the Golf hatchback and the 7-seater Tauran. Interestingly, this isn't the first of its type from VW like I thought. That honor goes to the Golf Plus. It was based on the Golf 5 chassis and was on sale from 2006 all the way to 2014. It was both longer and taller than the Golf 5 hatch, which aided practicality. This is its main selling point actually. The boot in particular was very adjustable. The boot floor could be lowered and the rear seat could slide forward and backward. This is the current generation of the Golf Sport Van in entry-level Trendline trim. This particular model is fitted with an excellent 1.2-litre turbo 4-cylinder that produces 81 kilowatts and 175 Nm of torque. When it comes to its looks, you can immediately tell that this is a VW. There is a certain approachable elegance to it. The front end looks almost identical to the donor car. In profile, there is no denying that this is an MPV. Along with the rear end, it looks rather disproportioned, a bit too tall and narrow. This is true for its rivals too, but at least most of them look a bit more interesting. The small rims and black plastic door handles don't help out a lot either. What is the interior like though? Volkswagen, much like almost all other German manufacturers, know the importance of brand identity. And in VW's case, this means very few buttons, excellent ergonomics, fantastic build quality, and neat little touches to make your life just that much easier. Sadly, this also means a boring cabin design. Upmarket, but so boring. This camera is not set in black and white. There is almost no color in here at all. This dark grey plastic trim doesn't really help out either. Use of materials is excellent though. Soft touch plastics can be found on top of the doors and on top of the dash, and all the hinges feel upmarket and well made. The general design is very boxy, very straight and serious, very German. Thankfully, this boxy design translates into excellent practicality, both for the passengers and all their belongings. This car definitely exudes a substance over style mantra, and if you know me at all, both of those elements are very important to me, and I feel that there's quite an imbalance in here. Let's take a closer look though, starting with the door panel. Well, this panel actually sums up VW's design ethos perfectly. No frills, beautifully built, practical, and dull. However, the door handle is made out of solid metal, the armrest is softly padded, and the tops of the doors are finished in yielding plastic. All the buttons give very good feedback, and the door pockets are huge, just huge. Not only that, they are finished in carpet to help mitigate rattles. The doors feel very heavy and solid, and they close with a very German thud. The steering wheel definitely helps out with the special factor of the SV. It looks great with a generous helping of brushed metal and piano black plastics. It is beautifully built as well and even has a flat bottom in a mini MPV. The mini buttons provide excellent feedback and the rim is wrapped in soft Napa leather. The steering column has loads of adjustments and the stalks not only look uncluttered and easy to read, but they feel very premium to use as well. Turning to the instrument cluster. I love VW dials. They look simple and attractive, yet sporty and engaging at the same time. Big white digits on a black background make them very easy to read, and the red needles give it a sporty dimension as well. To make things even better, you get an analog fuel gauge and, just as importantly, analog water temperature gauge. The driver's information display is one of the few places that hasn't aged as well. The monocolor LCD display might look a bit dated by today's standards, but it is very well equipped. Outside temperature, full trip computer, vehicle settings and audio information are all displayed here, and it is controlled using buttons on the right hand side of the steering wheel. The infotainment system is quite a bit like the driver's information display in the fact that it hasn't really aged well. The pixelated full-color screen does work well though. It is responsive to my touch, loading times are decent, and these shortcut buttons work a treat. You even get a volume dial, which is so much better than volume buttons. It comes well equipped too, with USB input, auxiliary port and Bluetooth audio all coming as standard. And the standard fit sound system produces a very pleasant sound. The climate controls could not be simpler to understand. They also feel quite premium for manual aircon. Maybe not quite enough resistance, but very impressive for what they are. Now for the seats. Well, much like the door panel, they really follow VW's design mantra. They are very simple, very dull, but they are supportive and surprisingly comfortable as well. The driver's seat is adjustable for height, which really aids a comfortable driving position. With the design out of the way, let's talk practicality. When it comes to storage solutions, this car absolutely dominates. Big breath. The well-dampened glove box is of a decent size. You get a big storage compartment on top of the dash, a slightly smaller space in front of the gear lever, two big adjustable front cup holders, a small tray with elastic band next to them, a deep space underneath the center armrest, a hidden storage space next to the steering wheel, and huge door pockets. It gets better though, because almost all compartments in here are lined with either felt or rubber to help mitigate rattles. The only thing missing in here is a sunglasses holder. Seriously, very well thought out. Get in the back and you will not want for space. There is an abundance of knee and foot room, and headroom is amazing as well. The window line is very low and the actual windows are massive, so children will be more than happy back here. The seats can slide forward and back, and they can even recline. How unbelievably comfortable. Storage is good too. You might not have any front seat pockets, but the door pockets are very big. You get two small trays behind the center console and two cup holders integrated into the drop-down armrest. It must be said though, this car does not look big from the outside, but it sure as hell feels like one from in here. Now for the boot. It is a very impressive piece of kit, not only because of its big size, 500 litres, 30% bigger than that of the normal Golf hatchback, but because it is so well thought out and equipped. 4 tethering hooks, 2 grocery hooks and a spare wheel all come as standard. You also get a false floor. The rear seats fold flat in a 60-40 split, and there are these neat flaps that can make a continuous loading bay when the seats are pushed all the way forward. There is no boot lip either, with the false floor in the higher position. Wow. Just wow. So, design-wise, it might be a bit boring, but practicality is very, very good. What is the driving experience like? With the exception of the Golf R, I haven't driven the hatchback Golf yet, but I have driven the Focus, and I'm quite sad to report that this car doesn't feel as solid or substantial. This is probably because of this bigger cabin. All the sounds are amplified by bouncing around it. The engine is fantastic though. There is almost no turbo lag at all, and it's much more punchy than its power figure would suggest. All the controls are nice and light, all-round visibility is excellent, and because of these small rims, the ride is very good. As standard on this Trendline model, you get a reversing camera as well, so parking won't be that big of a problem either. Out on the twisties, and it handles quite a bit like a tall hatchback. There is quite a bit of body roll in the corners, and the steering is just a little bit too light, so I won't call it fun. Which is interesting because SV stands for sport van. Out on the open road, and things are alright. One thing you do notice is quite a bit of road noise and tyre roar. This is because the noises get to bounce around the empty cabin, making it feel a little bit hollow and a little bit too van-like. The engine is strong enough to keep up with traffic, but overtaking does require some forward planning. It must be said though, it is a very refined unit, and you can't really hear it at speed. The suspension is also nice and comfortable, and the seats follow suit. It's just that your ears might get a bit tired on longer journeys. Locally at least, the SV doesn't have a lot of rivals, except for the Citroën C4 Picasso. If you know anything about me, you will know that I love a car with flair and personality, and the Picasso has that in spades. I haven't reviewed one yet, but I have read that it's a solid vehicle. Citroën's dealer network is small though, and it isn't known for stellar reliability. Speaking of reliability, the SV does alright. Most common issues come in the form of non-engine related electronics, like the infotainment system, and early cars had some reports of DSG gearbox problems. Other than that, it is a dependable little car. VW definitely delivers on what it promises. The SV is a very comfortable, very practical MPV that is perfect for a family of 4 or even 5. It is versatile and it's perfect for the school run. It's not that great on longer journeys though, and its cabin is really bland. But hey, no car can do it all, even though many have tried. Well done, VW. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up, as it makes the world of difference to my channel. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe and get notified of upcoming videos. I have loads more coming up for you guys, so stay tuned. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Until next time, bye.